Of course, before I can even mention anything at all, there's a pretty significant issue that needs to be discussed, which is the big pro gaming scandal. For any of you who are unfamiliar with this, go check teamliquid.net about this. But basically, some of the most famous Starcraft players of all time have been throwing their matches, and there's been extraordinary amounts of match rigging, where players, even players as good as Savior, who's actually one of the most guilty parties. Sorry, let me move my mic a little bit closer. Yes, Savior apparently been throwing his matches for an incredibly long time. There were these ring sites where a lot of illegal gambling would happen on Starcraft matches. And the thing is, if it's Savior versus someone really awful, to make it so that people are going to bet on both sides, they have to set a good line, right? They have to say like 1 to 3 odds. You know, if you bet on Savior, you have to bet $3 in order to win 1, and that sort of thing. Well, what they were doing is setting the line at like 1 to 1, where it's Savior against someone awful. And then what they would do is know that everyone who registered would obviously bet on Savior, because why would you bet on the crappy guy when you're not even getting good odds? And then they would go to Savior and pay him like $10,000 to throw the match, because that way they would win everyone's money. And Savior was even betting against, or I shouldn't keep using like Savior because I don't know specifically what he did. He's just one of the guilty parties. But I mean, players were doing things like betting against themselves on multiple sites in order to make a ton of money. And there's even just really gross stuff like replays being leaked by coaches for money in order to like have opposing teams devise winning strategies and all that stuff. So that just deeply bothers me a lot. I mean, I'm not going to lie, for any of you who may not have guessed, StarCraft is a big part of my life, right? Just playing and being part of the community and following these players. I mean, I would stay up late to watch players like Savior and Calm and Luxury, these amazing Zerg players, play really, really well. And then to find out that they've been throwing matches just for money, it feels like I feel betrayed, man. I like was really into these players. They're just fucking money-grubbing assholes. Pardon my language. But still, yeah, so, I mean, I am disgusted that anything like that can happen. So that's why I'm very eager for StarCraft 2 to come out, for that esports thing to come about, because I just want it to get away from Korea, which has also had problems in the past. This isn't the first time this has happened. I think the most famous one is where NBC, in one of their tournaments, created a rigged map so that one of the race's units attacked slightly faster, and their buildings and all their units built a little bit more quickly, so you couldn't quite tell. It just felt wrong. And of course, the player who lost was like, this is BS. I mean, there's no way I should have lost so badly. And then he like hacked the map and found out that, in fact, yeah, it was a rigged map. So, you know, bugs me, but ugh. Either way, let's return back to the positive, happy things. Thank you so much for your donations, big hearts. Got my new fancy webcam, as you can see. Day9 Daily number 100 is happening tomorrow, where I'll just tell my life of StarCraft, pretty much here, just talking directly at my computer. So